Hello, good morning, everybody. So thanks for your participation in this Untitled webinar today. There is an echo, thanks, and Geoffrey. I wanted to do a sound test. Is that okay? Can you hear us okay? Could you please answer to the chat, please? Yes, good. Thanks, Randolph. So we will start in 1 minute just to let people to register. Thank you. So I think we can start. Geoffrey, if you can put on mute, please.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, but there is an echo, so if you can just put on mute, I don't know why. But, yes, thank you. Good morning, everybody. So thanks again for your participation to this Atempo webinar. So today, this is the TINA 4.8 launch. So we will have 2 speakers today. So Renaud, Technical Product Manager. Hello, Renaud.
Hi, Cécile. Good.
And Geoffrey, so Product Marketing Manager for the Data Protection Solution. Hello, Geoffrey.
Hello, everyone.
So we will have today 30 minutes of presentation and demo, and at the end we will allocate some time for the question. So please don't hesitate to ask your question on the question button at the bottom of your screen, and we will answer. So at the end or during the webinar. So I think that's all from my side. So I wish you a very good presentation and speak to you at the end. Let's go.
Thank you, Cécile. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today and discover all the new features bring by TINA 4.8. So, what's inside this new release? So, I'm going to explain you all the new security features. Then what we have done with the Microsoft M365 part. Also, new features concerning the storages. I will speak quickly about the new compatibility and, of course, what we have done on the UX UI part. Just before to start the presentation, I would like to remind you that this 4.8 release is already available in control release, and the final version, the GA version, so will be there beginning of July. Okay, so basically it is between control release and GA, same quality, same version, but with control release version, you will have to ask the version to the Atempo support team, because we want to monitor the installation and to help you to install and to install the version. All right, let's start. Security part first. So two-factor authentication is finally there with TINA 4.8.1. In the previous version, we already updated the password policy. in TINA 4.7. And now the 2FA, so the two-factor authentication is there with this new version. So as you probably know, 2FA is really almost mandatory now to prevent some credentials theft. If you want to protect the administrator access, then you will have to combine first of all strong password policy, which is already the case with TINA, but also now a second validation to access the administration console. And this is now available in TINA 4.8 version. Next to this security part and strong authentication part, we also bring some new features on backup immutability side. As you know, backup immutability is really a key to prevent ransomware damages or cyber threat. The immutability is really a feature that can prevent any data loss. So previously, in the previous version of TINA, we bring S3 object lock on Quantum active scale devices, AWS also, and data core swarm storages. Today, we enlarge the compatibility, bringing the Wasabi S3 object lock feature, OVH cloud also, and Scality ring. So S3 object lock is going to be compatible on all this either public or private cloud, on-prem or public cloud. But what we would like to do is really provide immutability, cloud immutability on all the S3 storages that TINA can address, either on-prem or cloud. And also we would like to provide immutability on all sources that TINA can also address. And we'll see on the next slide what we are trying to do. So basically, TINA 4.8 bring total immutability. What does that mean? If you want to use the ADA storage, this version will help you to apply immutability on ADE, and we will use the snapshots LVM immutability to make these ADA storages immutable. I will explain a little more later. Also, if you use some appliance backup or storage appliance, TINA would be able to use the immutability functionality from the storage provider, such as Quantum DXi, Dell, Huawei, or HPE. TINA would be able to manage the storage provider immutability and the appliance immutability. If you want to address a cloud target, of course, you could rely on the S3 object lock to protect your backup, your backup. And today we can activate and we can manage this S3 object lock functionality on data cloud storages, Quantum storages, AWS, Amazon, Wasabi, OVH, and Scality. And the last one, if you want to use a tape library, of course, Tina can manage warm tapes or air gap to make your data immutable and keep your backup away from the cyber attack. Okay. Immutability of the ADA deduplication engine. So it's a new features, new very interesting features coming with this new Tina version. So we added a storage immutability layer on ADA, and so the goal of this feature is to provide alternative immutability to deduplication appliances and the same level of security, which means you will have the same level of security either you back up to ADA, or if you use another backup appliance from another storage provider. So as I previously said, immutability is based on LVM snapshots of the logical volumes, which contains the backup. And you can, of course, combine this immutability with the 2FA, so the two-factor authentication, to make the security even more to increase the level of security. So this immutability of ADA is available in a guide, in a really detailed guide. And if you want to have access to this guide, you could send an email to the Atempo support, and of course we will provide you this really interesting guide and of the immutability, ADA immutability. Okay, let's move to the next new feature: automatic copy to the cloud. So Tina was one of the first software to do direct backup to cloud, to make your backup copy, to let you place a backup copy in a cloud. Today, we're going even further because we provide what we call the disk to cloud. So basically, if you have a copy of your backup in a disk, then Tina will be able to automatically copy this, make a copy of this one in the cloud. Well, this is what we call the disk to cloud, of course, and it can help to apply the 3-2-1 best practices. You all know this rule that you must have 3 copies in 2 different media and at least 1 copy offsite, or 1 copy immutable. So this is what we would like to do with this feature. Tina will manage 1 copy in disk, and then will automatically copy this copy to the cloud, this backup copy to the cloud. But maybe I'm not clear enough, but in the next slide, Renaud will demonstrate how easy it is to manage this kind of feature with Tina, and he will demonstrate how you can back up on disk your M365 data and then make a copy, an immutable copy, into the cloud. So yes, so disk-to-disk cloud, really interesting feature. And now I think if you're ready, Renaud, we could start to demonstrate how it works with Tina.
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you, Geoffrey. So objective here is I will make a demonstration that shows several use cases. The idea is we are bringing several new functionalities, and I wanted in one demonstration to show the main features that we are bringing in with the new Tina version, which is mainly, the first one is the ability to back up M365 OneNote solution. So this is now part of the new ability that we can. So I will demonstrate how easy it is to configure this backup and how easy it is to back up OneNote, and after that restore. As we are talking about disk-to-disk cloud, I will also show how easy it is to configure an appliance, a deduplication appliance. In our case, we wanted to showcase that we can configure easily a DXI. And I will just after that show how we can also configure a copy of this backup into the cloud. And in our case, we choose OVH, but as you see, we can manage several other cloud providers. So let's start now with the demonstration. So as you can see, it's a web user interface. We will log into the solution easily. And the first thing that we want to do is configure the two storages that I just mentioned. So the first one is, of course, the deduplication storage, so the appliance that we want to configure. So you can easily select one of the appliance, in our case, the DXI, and just configure the module so that we are accessing it and with XSS. Okay, storage is now configured. Let's go now for the configuration of our cloud storage, so OVH. Let's select the right cloud provider. After that, we have to enter the server name and define if it's a secured connection and the usual activation keys with the secret that we have to add. We define a new bucket name, so I call it a webinar. And we can just then decide what kind of backup we want. Is it governance or compliance mode? When this is done, we can just save the storages. So now let's see how we can configure M365 application, an agent, so that we can back up M365. So we have just to select agent M365, then click next, and we have to enter the usual configuration items, so the server on which we want to back up, the name for our application, and then we will use the easy setup to configure the connection with Microsoft. So we have an easy way to configure that. So we just have to enter code. We authenticate ourselves to Microsoft. And after that, we just approve the consent, and this will automatically link our application with Microsoft. So now we will define a strategy. So like I mentioned before, the first step is, of course, to back up this data on our DXI. So that's why I'm selecting the enhanced disk storage. And I will now configure my schedules, so I can define different schedules for this backup, and then select what items I want to back up. So in our case, we want to first back up a SharePoint site, so Acme portal. And in a second step, we want also to back up every OneNote, but we see that we have more information. We have calendar, contacts, OneDrive, OneNote, Outlook information that we can also back up from users. Okay, so this is now set. We can now launch and configure the copy step. As you see, it's a very simple process where you define cloud storage, we can define a different schedule, as you can see, and we define here that we want to copy this backup. So we can define also a parallelism index to parallelize more and to get quicker into the backup. So first step done, we are all set. We can now launch the backup. So this process will start and launch a complete backup of our M365 environment, especially focused on our SharePoint side and on the user that we want to backup. And after that, we can also launch, but I do it manually, but of course, schedules are there to do that automatically. And this will copy the backup directly to our OVH cloud. Okay, we are all set. So what did we exactly backup? So just the first thing that we have backup is the SharePoint site. As you can see, it's a hospital SharePoint site. They have a couple of critical data, patient records, billing data. As you can see, we can go into it and we see that it's pretty critical as we have personal information. So we want to make sure that we never lose them. So in our use case, we want to delete this data, or we could have a crypto virus that crypt everything and not accessible anymore. So idea is really to lose it and to rely on Tina to recover it. We have also OneNote here in Microsoft 365 with all our patient consultations. So pretty also personal information, pretty critical, as you can see, for a hospital. So what happens if we now delete that? So same thing. So we probably will lose it if it's scripted or whatever. So let's now see on our DXI, what did we backup exactly? So we can see that we have a mount done with our DXI on our server. We can now look what we have for backup in that XDSS folder. And we see that we have a SharePoint app, a SharePoint site, and we are entering into more detail. We can now see that we have a document folder with our critical data, as you can see. And of course, all the patient records. So, okay, we are happy. All our data was backed up successfully on our DXI. Let's do the same thing with a web browser to see our OVH cloud. So we can see that, of course, we have our medical data from OneNote here, and all that is also on our drive. So we have two possibilities to actually restore. So from that cloud or from the DXI. Let's now move to our restore function. We can select SharePoint Online, find our site that we want to restore, the Acme Hospital. We can do a partial restore or a full restore, which will absolutely restore everything. And this partial restore, it lets us select especially what we want. Let's say that we first want to focus on only the data, so we can see that everything is there and that we can easily restore only that critical data first. So I will select that critical data, move to the next step, and my option is to restore it to the original location, but I could restore it on another place or even on the local system. So the process of restoring is in progress. So it's, as you can see, several records are now being restored. So we see invoices in this step. We see X-rays that are being restored. And if we look to the SharePoint site, we are able to see that step by step, all this data is being restored and now recovered. So this is pretty critical for our team. And good thing is, as it is on the deduplication appliance, it's even more secured. Now, let's move to the other restore option. We want also to restore that OneNote that we just removed. So it's easily recoverable if we select the user. Same thing, we can do full restore of everything from that user, or only focus maybe on the OneNotes that he have. So we see that there's a OneNote for medical files with all those consultations here. And we see that we see the two restore points, the one on S3 and the one on the DXI. So I want now to restore from that DXI. And OVH is, of course, very secure too, because it's in compliance or governance mode. So it's not easy to remove this data. So it's heavily protected. And we see right now, OneNote has showed the removed sections that we have deleted. And now we see all the consultations, and we see that they are restored step by step. So we have more and more consultation coming up. So in our case, the hospital was able to recover all their critical data, and even more critical because it was personal information. So what should we remind basically from that quick demonstration? So we saw that the Tina is a complete web UI, very efficient, quick and easy. We can quickly configure a backup and the different storages, even the copy of the storages. You see how simple it is. A couple of clicks, you have that up and running, and everything is being copied on the different storage that you want. We enable you to rapidly take into account best practices of the market by implementing the 3211 rules, for example, with immutability storages and so on. And we can enable you to back up modern applications or cloud applications. In our demo, we were focused on Microsoft 365, but we could do the same with, of course, OpenStack hypervisors or VMware hypervisors or any of the supported applications that Tina support now. And that closes my demonstration. So I will now hand over to Geoffrey.
Thank you very much, Renaud. Speaking of Microsoft 365, what's new in this 4.8 version? So this version brings the OneNote, as you probably noted during the Renault demo. We added the choice to backup OneNote, and I know that a lot of well, in Hatempo we use a lot OneNote, so it can be really useful to have a backup of this of all his notepad section and pages. So of course you would be able to back up granularly either the notepad sections and pages, what's inside the OneNote actually, but also all the associated content. For instance, if you have I don't know, pictures or even video linked into your pages, your notepad, Tina will be able to back up and restore those kind of data. We still use the Graph API to back up OneNote. Graph API is the official API for the backup of Microsoft 365, and of course you will have the same granularity of restore for all those all these OneNote elements. So if you can granularly backup, of course you could granularly restore. And I placed all the M365 elements that we are able to back up with Tina, Exchange, email, Teams, SharePoint, OneDrive, and of course Tina can back up and restore all the permissions and the configuration. So really really performant, strong application to backup M365. Also, on performance side, we had a lot of we did a lot of efforts on M365 performances, and now Tina can leverage the batching mode to backup and restore M365 applications, and compared to the previous version, we gain about 30% time reduction on backup and on restoration. So yes, the Tina performances has been greatly improved compared the previous version, and we keep implementing some enhancements, some improvements to help all our customers to reduce the backup time and the restore time, of course. And also this kind of batching mode avoid throttling effects. So, and it's still again, it's still part of the best practices from Microsoft because it's part of the Graph API. So yes, this Tina 4.8 brings a lot of enhancement on M365 side, but also with this version, you will be able to restore email to another user mailbox. For instance, if you don't want to restore to restore in the same original mailbox, but if you have a new employee, for instance, you could restore a previous mailbox into his new mailbox. We had a suffix to objects to be restored to ease the location of them. We added multi-criteria for to search object. Well, if you want to restore some objects, it will be much more easier to locate them. And also the recovery assistant has been improved in this version. Many enhancements has been done to make this M365 part of Tina easier to connect, easier to use, faster to backup and restore. So we really wanted to make it easier and faster for our customers. Okay, let's move on the UX UI part now. So UI evolution, as you probably noticed, Tina interface has been really improved since 5 since 5 years now. Yes, a bit more. But we would like to we focus to make our solution easier to use. Sometimes, yes, I know that Tina could be a bit complicated, but we are working hard to enhance the Tina experience. We know that we are trying to reduce the handling time and increase productivity for you. So what you have to know that all the new features that we presented today, and it will be also the same for the forthcoming version. We are trying to make it everything available through the web UI that Renaud demonstrated previously. We every day we took feedback from our customer, and we continue to improve the overall experience. So this version specifically brings a new dashboard, more graphical, with new elements such as a deduplication tile. You also have a new reporting graph, new catalog information, new tile for the catalog where you can see the remaining size or the total size. Also, the target selection, the storage selection has been improved. It's much more clear now. So either you go for disk, for band, for cloud. Many parts of the UI has been redesigned, and as you can see on the main dashboard, we added new colors also. So many improvements on this web interface, and this is really key for us to keep improving this web interface. Okay, quickly, new compatibilities with Tina 4.8, Linux 9 distributions, so Rocky, Alma, Red Hat are now compatible with Tina 4.8, plus new Ubuntu, SLS, Debian, NantApp also. But again, one of our goal is to make Tina compatible with the whole ecosystem out there. So Linux 9 distribution was mandatory for us to be compatible with Tina, and it's now the case with this new version. What to remember of this 4.8 Tina version? More security, more simplicity, more performances. All right. So security, two-factor authentication, new cloud immutability available, and ADA engine immutability also. So it's really key to fight against ransomware, for instance. More simplicity. We redesigned the dashboard, the web UI, many improvements. Well, we want to smooth, to ease the way that you guys use the Tina interface, disk to cloud, to automate all your backup copy on disk, on cloud, on tape. So really now Tina is able to simplify the way that you will manage your backup copy. Performances, of course, M365 scalability. So now we have customer with more than 5,000 mailbox to backup. So Tina is really improving a lot on M365 part, the batching, of course, and also still we want to enlarge the compatibility guide with new compatibility. So 4.8 Tina is already available. If you want to try it, see it, please send us mail to support@atempo.com or to your Atempo contact. He will, pre-sales or will help you to get the version to install it. And the final version, the GA version will be there beginning of July. So in a few weeks now. And last things to note, if you are in Tina 4.6.9 or 4.7.x, whatever, you could do the upgrade directly. All right, so you could update to 4.8.1 if you are in TINA 4.6.9 or 4.7. You could do this this upgrade directly. All right, so I've talked a lot, and now, guys, it's time for the question and answers. So me and Renaud will be pleased to reply all your questions.
So thanks, Geoffrey.
Yeah.
We've got a few questions. Oh, I put you on mute because I think we've got an echo. We will start with Randolph's question. Any changes in the price structure compared to the previous version? You can unmute your yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So if the question is any pricing modification, so far there is no pricing modification with this new version. So the pricing remain the same, basically.
And all what is so for the same pricing. I saw another question about how to back up MySQL databases with 26 terabyte size. So actually, yeah, we have a SQL Server agent. So the agent is now there for several years in TINA. So I think we can probably provide answers, or at least tune or help to tune full or database level backup and help you to backup fast. It depends a little bit on different architecture level implementations. So how is your database? Is it on a cloud? Is it on an on-premise environment? But yeah, we can of course get back to you and provide a couple of solutions with that answers. We have customers using backup of SQL Server with high volume, so we can definitely provide some answers there. There's a question about the web UI. Are all TINA features accessible from the web UI? So yes. So so it's probably a client that know the previous version of TINA, which was client based. So the web UI is now covering, I think, most of the functionality. So there are still small pieces, but very marginal pieces which are not yet in the web UI, but almost everything can be done through the web today. So it's and the objective is to have a complete full coverage the quickest we can. I saw a couple of other questions in the question side. So so will we remove this old client console? So today there's no plans actually to remove it. So we are delivering TINA with the two options. So the web UI, in which we invest a lot, and the client UI, which we let open for a customer to use. There's a question about the immutability on ADE. Geoffrey, so how can we get access to this ADE immutability? So
simply, you send us an email at support@atempo.com, and the Atempo contact will send you the corresponding guide, of course. Again, because it is a control release version, we would like to monitor all the installation, and that's why we ask you to send an email to get access to this guide. I see a question concerning the 2FA and the compatible application. So you probably know Google Authenticator, so there is no restriction on application compatible. So basically, all the, for instance, all the smartphone, Android and iPhone application compatible with 2FA will be compatible with this TINA 4.8 version and the 2FA part.
So feel free to ask more questions if you want.
Which cloud provider are compatible with the DIS2 cloud? All of the cloud providers supported by TINA can be used with this DIS2 cloud functionality. So basically, AWS, well, as I said, Amazon, OVH, Quantum, Scalati, Wasabi, all the S3 storages compatible with TINA can be used as DIS2 cloud target. All right. Okay. No more question. Well, we'll let the session open a few minutes. If you still have some question, feel free to ask us in the chat. But I think we are going to stop now. So thank you very much, all of you. Thank you very much, Renaud, for the presentation. Thank you, Cécile, and see you soon. And enjoy your day. Have a good day.
Thank you. Have a nice day.